Welcome, children, to Chapter 6 Population. And we're going to have a comparative account of population of India and Brazil. The moment we hear the word population, we immediately think of a multitude of people, right? And especially when it is in context with our country, India or China, we immediately think of a huge population. Is population good? Population as such is a necessity. In fact, population is an important resource and it is needed for economic and social progress of a nation. The economic progress of a region becomes meaningless without people, because every nation strives to achieve economic progress for its people. Then what is population explosion? When does population become an obstacle? When the population of a region increases in a very short period of time, it puts a stress on the resources. Because resources do not grow in accordance, or resources do not grow accordingly in the same proportion, and therefore it appears that a huge population now becomes an obstacle in the progress of a nation. But we need to keep in mind that population can be turned into a resource. How can that be done? That's possible when the population is literate, when the population is young. Like in India, we have seen that we have more of young population in chapter 2. Okay, because young population is needed in various economic activities. When the population is educated, when the population is healthy, when the standard of living of people is high, then population can be converted or can be considered as a resource. Okay, so we need to understand that population is a necessity for any region. We cannot think of a region without a population, right? Now you have an activity, children, on page 38. Okay, and on page 38 you have 6.1a and 6.1b. There are two maps that are given. Can you find out what type of maps are these? Yes, in the 9th standard you studied these two types of maps. 6.1a is a dot map, uses a dot method, and 6.1b is a choropleth method which uses the shading technique, right? We need to understand, we need to read the title first. 6.1a is India population shows the distribution of population. So with the help of the dots, you can see how the population is distributed. In some regions, like in the northern plain, you can see a lot of dots. That means the population there is dense. And in maybe Jammu Kashmir, okay, or Uttarakhand, you can see very few dots. That means the distribution of population there is sparse. Looking at the choropleth map, you see the density of population. This one is not distribution, but it gives the density of population of that region. And what do you notice here? In the north again, that is the northern plains, you find the density of population is very high. What is density of population? How is it calculated? Okay, density is the total number of people which is divided by total area. That gives us the density of population, fine, which we will be discussing very soon. So 6.1b actually gives us the population density. Now looking at these two maps, we need to find out some of the answers that are asked here. The questions are given. First question is states with highest population density. The moment you say density, we'll look at 6.1b, and when you say distribution, we'll look at 6.1a. Okay, now talking about the regions with very high density of population, you need to look at the index first. The index says more than 500 is the highest population given here, and that is shown with dark shade. In your books it's orange. I have taken another map from the internet. Okay, so here you find in Punjab, you find in Haryana, then you find in Uttar Pradesh, Bihar, then you find West Bengal, in the north, that is the northern plains, and in the south you have Kerala and Tamil Nadu with population density more than 500. That is the highest population density that is shown here in the maps. Second question is state with lowest population density. Now I would advise you to look at your maps, okay, because this map is slightly different from what is given in the textbook. Okay, however, looking at your maps, you find the population density is very low in Jammu Kashmir, in Himachal Pradesh, because it's shown with very, very light shade of orange. Okay, then Uttarakhand. Okay, then you have in the northeastern side, you have Sikkim, then you have Arunachal Pradesh, then you have Mizoram. Okay, so these are the places with very low density of population. The third question is on the basis of the maps given above, classify the distribution of population in India in the following table. Now, one is less than 100. Less than 100, look at the index. Okay, that is shown with light color, which I just mentioned. If you remember, okay, we spoke about Jammu Kashmir, we spoke about Himachal Pradesh, Uttarakhand, Sikkim, then Arunachal Pradesh, Mizoram. Okay, these are the places where the population is less than 100. So we are looking at 6.1b. 6.1a will also give us the answer, but there the range is not mentioned, so it's not going to help us much. Then 101 to 250, that is shown with a slightly darker shade. Okay, since it's a choropleth method, the shading increases. And looking at your textbooks, you find these in the states of Rajasthan, then Madhya Pradesh, then Chhattisgarh. Okay, and this shade is also found in Nagaland and Manipur. Okay, so these are the states where the population, is it Nagaland? Yes, Nagaland and Manipur as well. So these are the places where the population is 101 to 250. Then 251 to 500 is shown with a slightly darker orange shade now. And these are the states of Gujarat, Maharashtra, Karnataka, Andhra Pradesh, then you have Telangana here. Okay, I'm looking at the map. Then here Orissa. These are the and Assam here. Okay, so these are the places where the population density is 251 to 500. Then more than 500, that is 501 and more than 500. This we have just finished studying. Okay, all these places in the northern plains. Okay, Punjab, Haryana, Uttar Pradesh, then Bihar, then West Bengal, Kerala and Tamil Nadu, right? What about Jharkhand? Jharkhand comes under 251 to 500. I missed out there when I spoke about 251 to 500, that is Jharkhand. Okay, so in order to help you get all the answers, I have tabulated it here in this table. So you can refer to this table and check your answers. Okay, so now we come to the next part. The next question is correlate the climate and physiography of India with its population distribution and write a note on it. Now we need to understand, looking at the map once again, the places like Jammu Kashmir. Okay, here Jammu Kashmir, then Himachal Pradesh, then Uttarakhand, Arunachal Pradesh, Sikkim. These places we have seen a very low density of population. What could be the reason? Yes, these are places with unfavorable climate. The climate here is very, very cold. Moreover, they have rugged topography. That is, they have mountainous areas and nobody would like to live on the mountains, right? Majority of people love to live on the plains. Then what about Rajasthan? Rajasthan has very high hostile climate, very high temperature, lack of water. So these are some reasons why the population is unevenly distributed. Some places it is sparse. Why is it dense in this region here, that is in the northern plains? We know, first of all, everybody loves to live on plains because the facilities are available, infrastructure, road, railways, etc. can be developed. Moreover, we are able to set up industries, houses, etc. And the climate is favorable, water is available. Okay, so we see how the density of population differs from place to place depending on the physiography and depending on the climate. So we can correlate the climate and physiography with the population distribution, right? Certain points that you can keep in mind: when there is favorable climate, there will be high density of population. When there is unfavorable climate, there will be a low density of population. Wherever there are mountainous areas, there will be less population, and wherever there are plains, there will be more population. What about plateaus? Plateaus will have moderate density of population. Okay, now coming to the next part. Now we will before describing the population of India, we will first have a comparative account. Okay, maybe there's let me just complete this part here. Since we are correlating population and physiography, certain regions that we have just seen are high density of population regions. These are the northern plains: Delhi, Kolkata, Mumbai, Pune, Bengaluru, Chennai. All the metropolitan cities have very high density of population. What could be the reason? Fertile plains, availability of water, suitable for agriculture, suitable for industries, trade, etc. So whenever you get a give reason why is population high in a certain area, more or less the same points are added. What about the regions of low density of population in India? These are the mountainous or hilly areas like of the Himalayas in the north, the dry deserts of Rajasthan, and the dense forests of Madhya Pradesh. Okay, wherever there are dense forests, there also the population will be less. What could be the reason? Same reasons for low population, more or less. Okay, these are inaccessible areas, they have hostile climate, they have lack of water, lack of facilities, lack of infrastructure, tough life, and also lack of occupations, right? Now we come to the explanation of Brazil's population. No, I wanted to give you a comparative account. I think I've missed out on that. Okay, anyways, in the next video, we'll stop here. In the next video, I would like to have a comparative account of India and Brazil's population before we can actually go into the explanation of why certain areas have high or low population and the regions where the population is high or low. So keep studying. God bless you. Thank you.